Yo people, with the ending of Cobra Kai, they left a lot of space for a potential spin-off or potential spin-offs for a lot of the different characters. So today I wanted to look at the possible options and I want you to let me know which one you'd like to see the most down below in the comments. I'd also appreciate if you could hit the like button and sub to the channel as we are so close to 1k subscribers. One thing I'm going to mention before we get into it is that any spin-offs now that have Daniel LaRusso or could involve him, whether it's a big part if at all, I don't think will happen, and it's because he's already getting a decent amount of content in the upcoming Karate Kid Legends movie. This movie takes place 3 years after Cobra Kai, which does leave the possibility for some cameos within that film. Maybe Johnny Lawrence, maybe Daniel leaves Johnny in charge of Miyagi-Do and we see him drive up to Cobra Kai's dojo to tell Johnny. I think they'll definitely do something along those lines so that casual fans or new fans are given a reason to watch Cobra Kai if they haven't done so already, because for them it will be, whoa, Johnny is a sensei for Cobra Kai and Daniel and him are cool? What happened here? Kind of thing. Also, I think it would be cool if we saw something like a Tori and Robby commercial during this film at some point, just somewhere on a TV screen or a poster at some point. Doesn't have to be right in your face, it can be in the background or something. Even something small like Daniel having a phone call with Sam, something like that to update us on what some of the people from Cobra Kai are doing. There are plenty of cameo opportunities. However, I think we'll only get the Johnny one if I had to guess. So the first spin-off is a Mr. Miyagi show. I think this one is very likely, and if it happens, I want to see the depression, the adversity, the trauma, everything sad that happened with Mr. Miyagi, everything he had to go through in order to become an amazing and pretty much the untouchable sensei that we see in the Karate Kid. While the necklace robbery was cleared up to be nothing more than Mr. Miyagi getting his own necklace back, they still left a few things unresolved, let alone seeing how he grew up in Okinawa and also his time during World War II and all the aftermath of that. We still don't know why he was a secret business partner for a boxing gym. Also, we didn't get a reason as to why he killed someone at the Sekai Taikai. We're meant to believe it was an accident, but even if it was an accident, how did it happen? What was his mindset before? After? Was it rage? He learned some new skill that he didn't know how to control and he used it in the tournament. We still don't know anything about the Chinese coin, although I do think this one in particular will be resolved in the new Karate Kid Legends film. However, I still think it would be interesting getting content of his younger self. I think the fight scenes would go crazy as well, and it's something that I think leaves a lot of stories to be told. The next spin-off that I say is quite likely would involve Robby and Tori. We know they got the branding opportunities and they basically would be like Zara, but just not as cringe when it comes to the social media stuff. I think it would be interesting seeing how they merge karate with present day stuff like social media, the business side of things for the fighters. But more importantly, we could see Tori and Robby competing internationally. This allows for a lot of world building. We get to see development from these two characters as well. And I think throughout this franchise, we always see our main characters fighting, but it's always up until they get to college and then that's it. So this would be our first story of how the teens get on with life during/after college as they enter adulthood, which that alone gives us a fresh and unique take. This show doesn't necessarily have to follow Cobra Kai directly as well. It can be after Karate Kid Legends. I'd like to see Robby and Tori closer to the age that Tanner and Peyton List are in real life. I think they could also continue things like Zara versus Tori in other tournaments and make that just be a big rivalry in the karate world. I would 100% keep Zara on board because A, we need her backstory because we got absolutely nothing, and B, her actress is already a pro fighter, so the fight scenes alone would be crazy. Not to mention the show was pushing a redemption arc kind of for Axel, but again, we didn't get his backstory, so there was nothing really to redeem or feel sorry for after he injured Robby. So I think it would be nice to see him and Robby have a moment or some sort of rivalry, an Axel backstory, and maybe Robby revenge, who knows. The next spin-off idea is a Hawk and Dimitri spin-off, and to be honest, I have no interest in this show. Hawk is a cool character. I actually really liked his character up until season 5, and from then on he just declined big time. Dimitri's a good side character, maybe like a sidekick, so he'd have to do a lot of development and a lot of things that just make him even more important other than, oh yeah, it's just these two characters that are the main characters. Also, I don't really know what they could do in their spin-off in order to add their fighting/karate backgrounds to it. So seeing the chemistry and everything would be cool, but I don't know if there's a solid idea in terms of what they're even going to do. We also have the possibility of seeing a Chosen and Sensei Kim spin-off. They obviously have an interesting dynamic where Chosen is the adopted son of the Miyagi-Do way. Kim is a direct descendant of the Cobra Kai way. We know that Sato doesn't like this Korean style, so it'd be interesting seeing how that whole thing works out. It would be kind of similar to how Johnny and Daniel struggled to teach each other at first. They got there in the end. However, this would just basically happen in Asia. Again, I'm all for getting content that's not in the valley, as it helps the world building. If we think about it, Mr. Han is allegedly the top guy in China. Johnny and Daniel are the top people in the US. Kim and Chosen would be the top people in Korea. So we are slowly having our characters be the best in the nation they live in karate. I would definitely like to see more content in Asia, considering this is where all the martial arts originates from pretty much, and that would be interesting to kind of explore more of the history. Maybe they do that in Karate Kid Legends with the whole Mr. Miyagi thing, since Miyagi-Do has a lot of inspiration from China. Another option we have, and I'd see this as a smaller show to be honest, but we could get Anthony, Devon and Kenny have their own spin-off, Cobra Kai Next Gen, whatever you want to call it, and see them take the role of the main characters. It would be interesting seeing them step up like this. Personally, I've always liked Devon and Kenny, so letting them have their moments to shine is something that I think would be cool. Also seeing Anthony kind of evolve from being that annoying stupid kid. The only problem I have with this is, like I said, Karate Kid Legends is going to happen 3 years after Cobra Kai, so if that happens, this show would have to happen before that, so we're basically going forwards to then go backwards. And also, I don't see where they face any adversity from so close after everyone loves Cobra Kai and everything ends happily ever after in the valley. I don't know, those are a few reasons as to why I don't think this will happen. I do wish there was some sort of way of fitting Miguel into having his own show, but to be honest, right now I don't really see that happening other than a cameo in maybe like the Robby show, for example. If any of you have any ideas, let me know down below. I personally think the only way that can happen is it would have to be something drastic, which obviously involves Sam. Her going to Okinawa definitely leaves the door open for a return to Okinawa in a future event. Maybe Sam moves there permanently after her studies or something like that, but that's why I said drastic. As I was saying earlier about the global expansion, I find it strange that Miyagi-Do doesn't have a proper dojo in Japan or in Okinawa. Maybe Sam tells Daniel that she wants to do that in the future. She wants to open Miyagi-Do in Okinawa with Miguel. I don't know. Either way, Miguel was the main teen character in Cobra Kai, so no complaints if he didn't get an immediate spin-off, but he should do in the future. He should get a relevant role, a main character role in some sort of future spin-off. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Which spin-off show would you like to see the most? Are there any other that I haven't named? Let me know down below. As always, I'd appreciate if you could hit that like button and sub to the channel. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.